Okay, in order to use the machine, you have to hook air up to your air nipple here on the side of the machine. So we'll hook our air line up here. The lower water connection will be the black hose. So we'll hook this up real quick. Okay, when you get ready to hook this adapter up onto this nipple on your radiator, just be sure that when you get ready to make a quick disconnect, there's a little silver steel ball here. You have to have that ball in the cutout of this bracket to be able to release the nipple from the radiator nipple. So now we'll just put this up on there. It's locked on, and as you can see, this is that steel ball I was telling you about. If you happen to rotate this coupler right here and you're not in the indentation, this will not release from your radiator nipple. Okay, what we're going to do is hook the black hose up to the lower part of the radiator. So all you do is just put your black hose up on your dry lock fitting right here, and then we'll put our adapter cap on top of your degas bottle surge tank. And these fittings that you'll get with your machine have swivels on top, so you can hook it up real easy in the mandated area that you need to go. Your red line will hook up to the top of this. So now what you want to do is open up your ball valves on each hose. And then on your indicators here, to recover and clean, all yellow on your lines here, and then switch your flow control to on. As you can see, we're starting to drop antifreeze in our surge tank degas bottle right now. Hoses are starting to fill. Now you just wait for the procedure to do. Usually it'll take about 9 to 14 minutes to do the complete service. Filter fills up here. This is just filtering a little bit, so if it catches any debris that might be in the antifreeze, it'll catch it in that filter. We have an auxiliary canister on the back here. What this is for is anytime you have a vented area into the atmosphere, California regulations is that they got to be able to capture a spill. So that's what this recovery is on the back. As you can see, our surge tank degas bottle is almost empty. So basically what you want to watch for is just when you have no more antifreeze coming out of your suction line, because right now what we're doing is we're sucking from the bottom line, which is your black, and we're pressurizing the red hose to help force the antifreeze out of the system. And this is another one of those things where you wouldn't really have to stand here and wait for the machine to do its job. If you had a little extra something you needed to do, you could step off and do it while this is doing this. You can also do a pressure check with this machine. So if you wanted to pressure check your cooling system, you can also do a pressure check with this machine also. Now your hose is starting to aerate here. So we know that we got our cooling system pretty well emptied out. So all you need to do here, if you got ready to put your antifreeze back in, and on your sight glass here on the side of the machine, you can see what antifreeze we retrieved out of it. So now we'll turn around and put this antifreeze back in. Right now the whole process of this is if you wanted to do any repairs on your engine or anything like that, you could extract the coolant out in case you had to do a radiator hose or something like that. So you can extract the antifreeze out so you don't have a bunch of mess on the floor. And EPA likes this machine for that reason. So what we'll do right now, we're just going to put this back in. So what we'll do is we'll just shut the machine off. Right now that shuts everything off as far as all your ball valves go. Your flow control shuts everything down. So now what we'll do is to return, we'll leave this knob in the situation that it is in. We'll put out here, we'll put out here, and we will turn it back on. And now what it's going to do, it's going to turn around and ship back up and fill back up. And so what it's going to do now is it will pressurize on the bottom hose and suck it to top hose, so that any air that might be in the cooling system at all, it will expel it all out as the engine fills back up with antifreeze, so you have no air pockets at your EGR valves. So now if you start seeing any antifreeze start coming out, back out your hose here, just shut your flow control valve off, because what that will do, that'll come up and flood your vacuum generator, and that's when you'll have an expelled antifreeze into this overflow bottle. So when you see antifreeze start coming through here, shut your flow control off. That will bounce your level down just a little bit. Sometimes it'll bounce down below your fill line, and then you need to top back off. Right now it's still doing a gradual drop, so we'll leave it set just for a couple of minutes, see where it settles out at, and then the service is pretty well done. And our level was low when we began on this job, so we're getting real close to where the antifreeze was at when we started. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back up to the full line where it needs to be. Here's your min line here on the reservoir, and here's your max line here. So I'll boost it back up. So it was not really low, but as far as your max line, it was low. But we're getting real close to where it was at when we started. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and top this thing back off. So all you got to do is just turn this back to your green knob, turn your flow control on. We'll take it just a little bit above, and we'll shut things back off again. And it should settle right back into where we need to be at now. But as you can see, we had no antifreeze drop on the floor whatsoever. So that's the reason why it's making this machine extremely friendly for EPA's eyes and also for cleanup in the shop. Might have to just top it off just a couple times, but it sure doesn't take much to do it. As you can see, we're coming up. I'm gonna let it run a little bit above this time, and we'll see where we go at there. And the service is done. So what we'll do here is now we've got our flow controller shut off. We can turn everything to vent here. We'll close our ball valves first so we don't have any more drop off as far as anything goes. Ball valves are closed, so we'll turn everything to closed or vent, and that will vent the pressure out of the tank. And then we can disconnect. So now the machine is all vented out. You have no more pressure in the tank. Disconnect your air hose here. And now you're ready to take your couplers off. We'll take our top cap loose, put our stock cap back on. We've got a little tool tray up on top to where your adapters can lay. Okay, what we're going to do here now, just remember when you get ready to disconnect here, you have this little steel ball. You have to align your coupler to where the notch on your coupler is lined up with that steel ball, or it will not disconnect. Once again, there's that steel ball lined up in our notch on the coupler so that we can pull that back to disconnect. And all this is just a push to lock situation here. When you get ready to put it on your nipple, all you have to do is push your adapter onto your male nipple on the cooling system. And the service is done.